All right, once again, this is Mr. Gerald Dial on 2004 Jaguar X Type, and this is the removing of the oil pan, all right, on the 2004 Jaguar X Type. So I initially thought that um, the immobilizer was going to be my last video, and however, that is not the case. So what I needed to do was change the oil pan gasket, but what I also found out that I had to change out the muffler system here as well. This part of the exhaust right here had broken off, and I didn't even realize it, but it was completely broken off. So in order to change your oil pan gasket, you have to remove the exhaust system, this portion of the exhaust system. So I'm just going to walk you through, and this is demonstration purposes only. I pretty much already took this thing down. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I actually had to do. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, like I told you, this is already taken loose. So you're going to take this part of the exhaust off. You want this to come down. That comes down like so. Set this to the side. You're going to have to put some nut buster on there because it's not going to come off that easy. And then once that exhaust system is out of the way, as you can see, you have a lot of room to actually do your work. Okay, so here's your oil pan here, and your exhaust. That elbow part runs around this section here, right into this, which is your upper catalytic converter, right here. All right, so you don't have to take this off. You don't have to loosen this up at all, actually. I did not loosen this at all. Okay, I just wiggled that lower part completely off, and it dropped freely. Okay, now I'm able to access the oil pan. So what I'm going to do, let me fix it so you guys can see. All right, so once that is done, now all you have to do is get you 13 millimeter socket, and you're just going to start working. But now always remember, before you even attempt to do this job, you would have had to have drilled through this. I don't know if you can see it. You would have to drill through here. All right, let me see where my camera. I have no idea. Where's the camera? All right, right up in there, right up in there. Okay, I had to drill this completely out. Okay, and there's a gentleman on YouTube who actually tells you that if you're not ready to commit to drilling this portion out, it's aluminum. If you're not ready to drill this out, then don't attempt to do this oil pan job yourself. It did not take long. It took me about maybe 25 minutes to drill through here with the proper bit. I'll show you that a little bit later on. And then you can see right above that is your bolt. I'm going to shine the light up there so you see your bolt up there. Okay, and you're able to access that. So now what you want to do, as you notice, I drilled a little bit too far over to the right. Drill more to the left. Drill a little bit more to the left of this housing right here, of this bracket. Just drill a little bit more to the left, and that bolt will be nice and centered. So I widened it up, and I'm able to fit a 13 millimeter socket in there. So with that being said, we're gonna get you set back up here. We're gonna go ahead and take this socket here, 13 millimeter socket. As I stated, demonstration purposes, I'm sticking that socket. Stick that socket up in there. This is where that bolt, what we had to drill. I'm trying to get you guys so you guys can see this, man. All right. So I'm just gonna take this bolt out. You want to make sure that you're able to drill straight up so that your socket head can fit up in there. And there's the bolt. This is the infamous bolt that prevents you from doing this whole oil pan change. This one bolt right here, because it's covered by the transfer case. All right, and this big bolt right here goes through the transfer case. All right, it goes back through like so. Okay, and that's what it looks like when it's in there. That's your bolt. It's in the transfer case. All right, so you want to make sure you take this bolt out first before you start drilling straight up in there so you can get access to that one bolt. Okay. All right, so with that being said, you're just going to finish taking the rest of the bolts out. Finish taking the rest of these bolts out of here. Try to make sure you guys see. There's nothing to it. And I'm going to show you something else that I did. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen up these two bolts that I have up here holding this on. After you get that one bolt out, everything else should be real easy to access. Just make sure you have a couple extensions. I think I needed one extension. And you want to make sure that you have a cheater bar. Okay, if you don't have a nice size breaker bar, make sure you have a cheater bar, because the way that some of these bolts are angled, you're gonna need some serious leverage on some of these bolts to crack them open. All right, so I'm gonna take this one out, and we're getting ready to lower this pan. And I'm gonna show you how I lowered it. Had to fight with it a little bit, but I got it to lower. Get this bolt out of here. I just put this back up here. I just wanted to make sure that you guys had somewhat of a video to understand how we're taking this oil pan out of a 2004 Jaguar X Type. Now what I did was that I lowered it here, and again I have to try to finagle it a little bit. Oh, got something in my eye here. Try to wiggle it down. It's going to take some dancing around a little bit to get this thing out of here. Get this bolt out of the way. It might be taking up some of my space here. Interesting thing is that I popped this back up with no problem. I'm just trying to get it back out. You saw that. So it drops down in the front. It's going to lean forward here. All right. Once you see it, put it back up. All right. It's back in place. Slide it to the back. Tilt it forward towards the cap. And then bring it down. Okay. Bring it straight down. All right. Once it's out, all right, I already took the gasket and all the oil out of here. Now make sure that you dump the oil first. Make sure you dump all your oil out of here first. All right, just let it drain completely out. Okay, so we're going to come back in here and we're going to clean everything up. But I just wanted you to have somewhat of a video to show you what we did or what is done to try to get this oil pan out and to do an oil pan gasket change on the 2004 Jaguar X Type. All right, now there's a couple other things that I'm going to show you that I did. I had to saw away. Just make sure this is nice and clean. All right, let's get out from under here. Oh, Jesus. Whew. All right. So let's take a look so I can show you what I did, okay, to make that oil pan kind of drop freely. On the side of the pan, you will see, set you up, you're going to see on this side of the oil pan, the small side, this smaller side right here, you're going to see these little nubs on the side. Okay, you're going to see these little nubs. Okay, so at the bottom of the wide side, you're going to see another lip sticking out like this. All right, so this is the bottom. As you can see, I cut it off. I cut that lip off, and I filed it straight down, so it's nice and smooth. This hangs up under there. The other thing is, this bottom piece that makes no sense why it's on the oil pan. It just literally has no meaning whatsoever. It's probably about 4 or 5 centimeters thick and round, and it hangs down maybe about that low, and it prevents you from really dropping oil pan freely. I cut that completely off. As you can see, I shaved it completely down. All right, shaved it completely down as best as I can get it, close as I can get it. I shaved it down. All right, this allows me to drop this oil pan freely, as demonstrated. So I wish you guys the best of luck. As always, any questions, there's nothing that I'm not going to tell you that I haven't done myself. I'm going to try to make sure that I try to put everything on video so that you guys can actually have the information. You can see it. You can see how it was done. And it's very, very easy. I am not a mechanic by the stretch of imagination, but I always manage to keep my car running like it's brand spanking new. So with that being said, I wish you guys the best of luck and have a great day. Any information that you need, please feel free to comment. Some things you might not agree with. Some people don't agree with everything, you know. But nonetheless, I hope this was a very informative video, and it's a very short video. It took me a lot of work to get to where I am right now with this oil pan. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to take you a good amount of time to really work through the process of loosening up the mid quarter and the second portion of the exhaust system. It's going to take you a little bit of time to break those bolts freely. You might even have to cut some of those bolts off, put some nut buster on there. And if you do have to cut some of those nuts off, don't attempt to tap that out yourself. Just take it to the shop. The guy charged me $20 to go ahead and tap those nuts out, those holes out, and allow me to put this exhaust system back together with fresh bolts, and she'll be up and running tomorrow. So if you have any questions, please feel free. Do not hesitate to ask any questions. There's never a dumb question. So the only dumb question is when you don't ask the question at all. So just make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, and please feel free to call me or to send me a direct email, and I'll get back in contact with you at my earliest convenience. Appreciate it very much, as always. Peace. God bless you.